Hey, welcome to the Jetty Jet Show, you guys. What's up? Welcome back. I got a brand new show for you guys to get the gay. um, what's going on, guys? Let me know how the sound is. I have to pause this video that's playing so that I don't get double sound. Okay, and we have a couple people. Thanks, Frank. Oh, Frank. Oh, thanks for the switch and Zeltos. Holy crap! I can finally watch a stream live. Yes, you can. Welcome to the show, guys. Um, I've got a couple things on the menu today. Some interesting stuff going on right now. Right now, I will be receiving. I will be receiving a call soon or later. About a laptop that I just returned. So I'll have to go get the door and stuff. But I will continue streaming. But other things I need to warn you guys about is technical difficulties. I am currently streaming on my Mac, my desktop Mac, which is like a 2008 Mac, iMac, and a lot of things have been happening. So I'm working on the Mac. If you guys have been watching the show, you'll know that I've been working on a Windows laptop as of I think 2014 June. PC. I made the switch, but yesterday it crashed. It blue screened on me, and because I'm in such a tight deadline, I opt to just get it repaired. I just had somebody come in and pick it up and fix it. So now I'm waiting on it, and the people should be arriving in the next 5 to 10, 20 minute hour. I don't know. They picked it up yesterday at 4. It's now 3:30. But I opt to do that because I'm pressed for time, and sometimes you just gotta, you know what I mean? Just pay for the service. I could totally do it myself, but I don't have any time to spare. Any. So that's what's happening right now with me. And so I did the switch back. I had to switch back to my iMac, where I have to use my Wacom Intuos 4. So that means I switched. I'm now using. I switched from the Cintiq to this. And as I was inking this character here, this is for Sonny 3. As I was inking it, I realized a few things different with the Cintiq, but ironically not so different. Okay, so let me explain. Let's go back to some of the comics. Maybe you guys are chattering, seeing some stuff. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks for letting me know the sound is fine. Hello, hey, you finally caught a stream. Yeah, I know it's really random. Just thought of doing this at the spur of the moment. Actually, I'm just gonna move this chat over here so it doesn't get blocked by the. I can see you guys. Okay. I know. Some of you guys like to see your own comments. That's why I like to put it in the video. But just have faith that your comments are being read and I'm not just talking out of my head. Okay, so hey, what's up, Dirty Drows? Welcome to the show. It's the Jetty Jet Show, or Shazams. I was just wondering about you. Oh, cool, really? I was wondering about you too. Lies. Okay, so as I was inking this guy, I was like, I have to use my Wacom pad again, and I was like, oh man, the dreaded pad. I've used the pad for about, I think 5 or 6 years, starting from really early model Wacom, and I gotten really used to it. And I always said to myself, you know what, you can do great stuff with a drawing pad. You don't need a Cintiq. I mean, it really is what you make of it. You don't really need the high end equipment. I always, especially if you have a budget, or if you're poor, You don't need the best to produce quality work. And so I was really stubborn for a long time, but then I got the Cintiq for my birthday 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yes, 2 years ago. And since I made the switch, I just loved it. I loved it so much. And I remember switching back to the Wacom for some reason. I think it was just me working at the Starbucks. What kind of computer did you have? I'm using right now my iMac here, really old, it's from 2008. There's the specs for you. And the laptop is a I won't get to that. It's too much information. I mean, too much distractions. So anyways, I used it. I used the Wacom pad once, and I experienced a little bit of disconnect. First of all, switching. Let me let you guys know. Switching from finally getting into the subject of the story. Switching from the Wacom pad to the Cintiq was a weird feeling. I mean, after using it for, I'd say 6 to 10 years, I really felt a disconnect. Like drawing on the screen, I would try to anticipate my lines and ghost. I would ghost, even though I could see my pen and the ball tip here on the screen of the Cintiq. I still had that tendency built in. It was a hard habit to break. But I knew, I had faith that it's just something I had to overcome, and I'll get used to it. And sure enough, I did. I got used to it, and I got pretty good, pretty comfortable, and I don't even think about it anymore. So fast forward 2 years later, I now have to come back to this. This is where we are. And now I'm using the Wacom Intuos. How do I feel about it? How do I feel about it? The craziest thing, the oddest thing ever. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. And actually, I feel so much better and more confident with my lines. It's so strange. It's so strange. Get an Intuos to improve on your Wacom pad skills. It's weird. I remember having to go over lines like line, maybe hit it. Okay, undo, line, undo. That kind of typical back and forth type of work. But what's happened now is I feel like my eyes a little more honed onto where everything is, and I'm hitting the lines exactly where I want them to, without having to undo. Of course, I'll hit undo every now and then, but I'm breezing by. That is why I decided to stream this. I was working on this, and I said, it's one of the last characters to do. It's not a heavy boss character. I can definitely give you guys a little sneak peek, and also talk about a little bit about switching back and forth in my experience with it. I mean, as you can see, I'm not like stressed. Like, it's weird. Like, I can feel where the pen and the tip is. Like, I don't understand. Something happened with my brain where it's synced. It's synced. Like, even hitting those lines. If you go on back to look at my, like, for example, how to use Manga Studio for beginners, you'll see how many times I have to hit these lines. And I'm zoomed back midway, I would call it. I mean, I call this close up zoom in. I usually would come in way over here if I needed to hit those lines. But I'm like back here, and I'm fine. Anyways, Enzo, hey, what's up, man? Enzo says, hi, Jed. I've been drawing along in previous streams and recorded streams. Today I'll solve math problems instead. How bad of an idea is it? How bad of... No, that's a great idea. But I might distract you a little bit. I might distract you. with my my rants. I will rant. Okay, so yeah, that's a little catch up, little brief. I don't know if it was brief. How long did that take? So yeah, that's what I'm up to, and it feels great. You know, I'm sitting here like, hey, that's not bad. It's weird. Like I can say, like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's perfect. Is what I'm saying. You know, it's not perfect. But it's like at least just as good as in Cintiq. Cintiq is a direct contact, right? So if you think about it, you're basically doing what's natural to you. What's doing natural to you is you draw on paper, you look at the paper, you put the pen down, and you make a mark. There's no delay. There's a smidge of a delay. There's a smidge. I wouldn't say there isn't any in a Cintiq. But having used the Cintiq for a while, I was afraid to go back to the Wacom pad because I was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna suck. But it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's fine. Like I'm just, it's not, you know, I'm just drawing. It's not taking it too serious. And I'm saying we're just out here. We're just doing it. Yeah, hi. Sorry for bad English. No problem, buddy. I have terrible English. I have the most broken English out of all you think YouTube artists. Just put that on the record. BSKI, Anthony Jones hated Cintiqs and he's awesome, so it's really all preference. Worst gray blood, worst high ever get out. Like I have harder time drawing on paper. Tablet is second nature. That's great. Yeah, so I had a lot of problems even after using it for such a long time with the Wacom pad, and I would give advice to the best of my ability. I'd sit there and go, you can do things like ghosts. So ghosts, like pretend like you're gonna do it and then do it. Still relying on this kind of I guess anticipatory, is that, if that's a word? An anticipatory technique where you're anticipating your line. You're kind of guessing and hoping to hit the mark. It's kind of like, it's like shooting an arrow and closing your eyes in the last minute and be like, I think I got it, you know? Like I see the line, whoa, 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 and then try to hit it. Nowadays, when I use this Cintiq, it's like, you know where it is, you feel it, and it's there. You just put it down. And I mean, it's the kind of stuff you don't want to hear, you know. When you're giving advice to people and drawing, you don't want to hear people with experience tell you, just practice, just do it, and it'll come to you. Well, I practiced for 10 years and nothing happened. Well, something did happen when let's just get the numbers right, because I did say 6 and then 10. I started using it when I started using the first drawing pad when I was 16, 17. 16, 17 for sure. It was like a small little drawing pad. I'm now 30. I used it up until I was 28. So that's going to be about 12 years. That's even more than 10 years. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And it feels great. It feels great. So I'm in the kind of like kind of the mode right now. Like I'm in like the position where I'm like looking at the way I'm drawing. It's like, wow, it's a my I can't talk. I can't even talk. I'm looking at the how I'm drawing. See how that came out? It doesn't make sense. The how I'm drawing right now is it's kind of cool. See, I kind of just see. I'm just like, the point is there, and my mind is kind of Not anticipating. It knows where it is on the drawing pad. Huh. Oh, that's so crazy. Maybe I'll start doing this a lot more. Sub 432 hit. He said, sub. Yo, whatever works, man. Whatever works. That's what's up. That is true. Word. Okay, and I was gonna also say something else. Oh yeah, the other thing that I was really worried about was streaming on this Mac. Everything looks fine. Everything looks responsive. I've done it before, and if you guys have followed me from the very beginning, it was so bad. I don't know what the hell, man. Like, maybe I'm streaming on a lower resolution. Tell me if this is like blurry to you guys, or is just like, can you guys go to HD mode? Because that would suck if I'm like streaming to you guys in really low. Well, it said auto when I was looking at the settings. Auto adjust. If you followed me from way back, it would. My goodness, it was a lucky day if I could get through half a stream without having to lag. I mean, thanks so much to those people who remember me from back then, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. My goodness. So everything just kind of working out for me right now. It's like going left, going up, going down. So it's like, is it a matter of practicing these lines and the directions they go? Or is it a matter of just getting your mind right with... It's weird. So what I'm going to say may not be true. Okay, first of all, practice using... Damn it. Practice using... Why did I use my mouse to do that? It's on the same screen. Practice using the Wacom pad, and then switch over to the Cintiq, and then come back to the Wacom pad, and then see how you do. But that's an expensive process. It really is. Maybe someday you guys will make the upgrade, and just have faith that what I said is true, and hopefully the placebo effect will kick in and it'll just work. Okay. Let's go back to the comments here. It's 720p. Thanks, PSKI. You are the man. Auto usually drops it to very blurry. Frames are a little choppy, but the quality is good. Some people can draw with a mouse, so I used to draw with a mouse too. When I was like really young, 5th grade. I hate drawing with a mouse. People who use a mouse impress me so much. I didn't draw. I lied. I didn't draw. I used like the tools. I had Photoshop 2. Photoshop 2. My dad was into tech. He was into a lot of Mac tech though. But fortunately, one of the programs he picked up way back at like the flea market was, or the computer shows. They used to have these computer shows. Was Photoshop 2, and we used it on the Mac. Is it early? It's like the 2nd version of Photoshop. It had the basic functions of Photoshop. Well, no, Photoshop 5. It was Photoshop 2, then 5. So when we went to 5, I wouldn't draw with the mouse. I would use the lasso tool, not the lasso, the stretchy tool. I don't really have it anymore. But basically, it would work like this. I'd go from here, stretch. Now watch. If I wanted to make a rounded object, like an arm or something, I'd do this. See? I would do that throughout the whole drawing, clicking. Because the lines are a lot straighter. And that actually helps. So if I wanted to draw this, like for example, ink this line, watch this. Here, stretch. And when you back out of it, it actually looks pretty curvy. And then for colors, all I used was the paint bucket tool and gradients and things like that. And it took a while. I mean, Let me tell you, it's not easy. It's easy, but it's tedious and slow. Someone draws with this trackpad. That is awesome sauce. Okay, like this big line over here, it's intimidating right here. But I'm gonna do it. Do it lightly. It's a light line. Probably just a ridge. A ridge. A ridge. So I'm just gonna ink that in lightly. And with experience, you kind of know what you can push and pull, you know, later on. After drawing so many times, like this type of detail, you know, you got to fight your battles smart. What lines do you need to darken, and what lines can just kind of not be so darkened, and what should you emphasize versus what to leave alone for detail. You know, sometimes the inks look really crappy, but then you think they might be looking crappy, but when you pull out, it's actually not bad. One of the weird things, you know, that we do as early artists, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but when I first started, I was very, very particular with what lines these notifications keep slowing me down. With how the lines were, they had to be perfect. I'd be like, I think maybe that's one of the things, like, oh, this had to be a perfect arc. That has to be a perfect arc. We got to make a perfect arc. Nah, man. Let's look at Kim Jong-gi's drawings. It's a bunch of cricket broken lines everywhere. Really, really, really broken, distorted lines everywhere. Check it out. I got his book for my birthday this year. Awesome book. It's the 2011 one, I think. Or 2012, 13, 12. Let's take a look here. It's a fat book, 2013. I don't want to misrepresent, you know. It's a really fat book. But anyways, I noticed a lot of the lines weren't very straight. But when you zoom out, your eye kind of just makes up the information of what's there. Like that circle is broken as all booty. But it doesn't matter. So, oh, see ya, Gray Blood. Take care, buddy. It's good having you here. We'll do this for another 30 minutes, okay? I'm just gonna stream this for another 30 minutes, and just had to talk about that switch. So yeah, there you have it. My switch from one drawing tool to another, and then back. Okay. So what is this guy? Who is this guy? He's the engineer. It says, yeah, he's the engineer. From one of the zones. Now, the laptop that I had contained 5 rough drafts that I worked on that I needed to work on, but the computer blue screened on me, and I couldn't stop working. You know, I had those 5 rough drafts, so the heck. So I jumped onto my desktop, and luckily these are rough drafts, earlier rough drafts. So two of the characters that we're doing, because like 12 or 13 more characters were added onto the menu, the list, and 2 of them were characters we just went back to the original concept art and said, hey, we could just use the other one, because like this was the flame worker. We went with the right one. We said, why not make the engineer the one on the left, you know? And luckily that means I can work on something that that would speed up our work, and also I have this on hand and not on the other computer because this is work that was already sent through. So that was a little scary. Not losing much. I backed up everything since 2 weeks ago. So everything from 2 weeks and until now, we don't know what's going to happen to it. It's little details like this with little lines. What about the engineer? I don't know. Oh, this looks Capcom-ish. Thank you. Thank you. I have a lot of respect for Capcom. It was one of the game companies that I grew up with. I loved so much, and I would tell like people like that's one of the places I wanted to work. And why was that so complicated to say? Well, one day there was a presentation by somebody who worked on Mastermind. You know that 3D film? Forgot his name, but he was like a concept artist, 3D artist, who came to do a presentation at our school. And I told him what I wanted to do. I said, if I were in games, I'd like to work for Capcom. Really, just what's the word? Naively, just boldly, arrogantly stating, "I'll work for Capcom," as if it's going to be that easy, right? I didn't work for Capcom, but that's okay. The next best thing is being still the lead artist of a game. That's still pretty honorable and an exciting position to have, especially with a game like this, because I'm working on a game using my style, and I can be more thankful, more grateful. I'm just really grateful. Yeah, and going back to the Capcom thing, yeah, I'm influenced by Capcom. I rarely say that, but that's a very good point. I drew a lot of Mega Man growing up. A lot of Mega Man. Got music in my ear. Dream big. You never know what'll happen in life. here's the deal, Ghost. That's great advice. I totally agree. Dream big. You never know what comes in life. Dream big. Work hard. But for me, Capcom and big names like that are not really my dream anymore. I'm not looking forward to be like somebody working for like Blizzard, or I mean, it would be nice, but it's not something on my mind. I have other plans in my life, to do my own thing. And I think there's just so much more that I can offer going my own path. That's why I say naively, like naivete, when I say I want to work for Capcom. I'll do character art for Capcom. First of all, it's not quite, not that it's not realistic, it's just not likely because of just how much competition. Much competition, how much talent is out there. I don't even know what that part is. It would be the crotch area, of course. It's a really baggy pants, so there's like that sag happening. I don't know. I feel like smaller companies, you get the opportunity to be more intimate with your work. Like, and it's a little more personal. Like now, I'm talking with you guys about the things that I'm doing, characters I'm working on, and things. And in my case, at the moment, it's more. There's more leeway. There's more leeway because the company is still young. So they're still just trying to find their way, and they're more open to ideas. Not always, because that surely wasn't the case, Charlie, for a different game that I worked on. It was actually a. Well, we'll get into that. We'll talk about that some other time. It's a bad experience. That's an episode on its own. Okay, second on the list. Let's just put your guys' comments up here so that you guys can all see what's going on. Trying to figure out how we could expand these comments. Okay. So here we go. Lost Planet 2 has a lot of cool factions. Oh, Lost Planet 2. That's freaking awesome. I love that game. I haven't played it yet, but I have it. Played a little bit. I mean, I haven't beat it. Name, I've done some studies, and I'm still struggling. My favorite inspiration is Tite Kubo and this younger white manga. Yeah, you never know when you wake up at the edge of a cliff with the maniac with the hockey stick is right next to you. And there's two 30-second gestures trying to start off and don't care if you do bad to begin with. Word. All right, Mo Selassie. Take care. Thanks for joining us. All right. So the second thing I wanted to talk about was what caused this stupid blue screen. The blue screen put it on it was like a reboot loop. Like the blue screen happened, and then it's like, okay, now you need to restart. The computer's restarting, and then it says, okay, diagnosing problem, trying to fix problem, and then it would just go back to the other blue screen, not the bad one, but the other one that says unable to repair. You want to restart, or do you want to shut it down? What do you want to do? You want to go to advanced mode? So I kept doing that like 100 times, and I was like, I was just so fed up with it. I said, screw it. I don't have time for this. I can't even. So what caused it? Well, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, my friends, I updated to Windows 10. As you guys know, I'm a Mac user. I grew up with Mac, Apple, that is, and when I switched over to Windows 8, it wasn't a problem for me at all, really. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Not Windows 8. Windows 8 was actually kind of stupid. It was Windows 8.1. Windows 8.1 was a little more intuitive for me. And now this wasn't the case for a lot of people. A lot of people are more comfortable with Windows 7. But Windows 8 was comfortable for me because I think it kind of mimics the Mac OS a little more. And yeah, so Windows 8 was fine for me. It was good. It was a good time. And then, as everybody knows, the prompt kept telling me, you need to update. You need to update now. Update now. You want to put it later? You want to update now? And I was like, no, I'll do it later. Thanks. Actually, just postpone me. Remind me later. I'll take care of that later. I just don't want to update. I just don't want to. Just leave me alone. So yeah. When my friend finally told me, he said, hey, you know what? My friend said, they'll be charging you later. If you don't do it now, it's going to be like $200, $300 for it later. And that right there pushed me to upgrading it. It's dumb, isn't it? They threaten you. They threaten you like, do it. Do it. Sorry, I had to mute. So I did it, and guess what? That same day, it froze. Did I have my first blue screen? Had my first blue screen. It went through a couple things. I remember it asking me, a couple of your applications. This isn't blue screen related, but this is one of the problems that I experienced with Windows 10. It's like there are a couple applications open. Do you want to shut down anyway? I'm like, no, actually, yeah. Let me cancel that. I'll go in and shut them down, and then okay, shutting down, and it's like what? Whoa! Why ask me if you're not gonna listen? I I wrote this big old letter to them because they asked you, how's your experience? How's your experience so far? Windows 10, yay! How's your experience? I was so pissed off. The trackpad is opposite. Trackpad is opposite. That is the most stupidest counterintuitive thing they could ever do. Like the whole entire time up until today, I've only experienced it one way, trackpad, even on Mac computers. You know, I can't even figure out which way it was. Scroll down, pull both fingers down to go up and to go down. Whatever way it's been established throughout all of computers history. And then they switched it on me. Like, I just did a switch. So that was another thing. And then, the trackpad just didn't work at first. It just didn't work. So I had to go figure out some driver issues, going into some settings, and there's some touch wizards, or I don't even know, man. But I got it working. That was frustrating. This guy's thumb is swollen. I don't know. Oh no, it's my forearm. It's touching the wheel. Hopefully that'll work. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird looking because of this finger here is swollen too. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let it go. It's fine. It's fine. He's got a zombie hand. You know, things happen when you die. Things happen. Oh my God, was it Windows 10 update that killed my computer? Yes, 10 had been killing a lot of components. Damn thing. Yes, it's been killing a lot of people's things. Exactly. Yes, it was Windows 10. Yes, it was, actually. I noticed that. I mean, why serve a broken computer, man? What is wrong? I mean, I hate to use this comparison, but this never happens in Macs. Driver failure issue. This is not responding. This is that. This mouse is not something. There's just so many issues all the freaking time. Not all the time. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes all the time, but then sometimes never. Sometimes always. You know. Listen, Max cannot play games straight up. He said, Warrior Slime Draw says Mac is nice for some things, but at least for me, it doesn't give me the functionality I need. Me too. It doesn't do a lot of things actually. But one thing is for certain, it's so stable. I mean, it's such a stable operating system, and everything is really intuitive. Everything is treated as if it's like a big old box. You make boxes. You drop a file in the box. You want the file? Open up the box. Stop with the notifications. God. And stop backing up. Just stop. And stop with the music. I'm about to turn off my music soon. Nah, music's fine. But that was cool. The computer was still working pretty good even through all those distractions. So I think that's it for this. I got 10 more minutes. So keep going. Yeah, operating system for Mac really works. Don't have to worry about much. So adding some cross-hatching, creating some depth, things that are creating cache shadows. I embolden the line. Oh yeah, the box thing. You put the things in a box. You want to get rid of something, pull it out of the box, store it away. No writing, no extra programs. Just where actually some programs are starting to act like more PC. You have to actually have proper uninstalling scripts and stuff. But still, it's quite easy to use. See, I don't like to dog on things until I use it. That's why I never really have any beef against the PC. And when I started using it, and the thing, I never went to like mal websites for the PC. I'm just too scared. I don't do that on my PC. And I don't pirate my stuff. I pay for my things. So it's a clean computer, but still it's just a really faulty system. If you don't properly install certain drivers or something, if you touch drivers slightly, it throws everything out of whack. Trackpads don't work a lot of times. And then you go in and you reformat the computer once and nothing happens and everything's still broken. And you reformat it again and everything's still broken. So you're saying, oh, maybe it's not a reformat issue. And then you do it for a third time for some crazy reason. You decided to do it again. And then all of a sudden everything works beautifully and perfectly. And like it's just nice and sunny and shiny and just like, wow, this is a great system. Did that reformat do the trick? I think it did. But why didn't the first 2 times do it? See, these are the things I never had to deal with. And even if there was an issue, it would be like totally like easy to taken care of. Like for the Mac, I would just there would be like manufacturer issues, and they would have recalls, almost like in the car, like the automobile industry. There would be recalls on your computer. Take it in. Everything's free of charge. They'll replace a motherboard. They'll replace this and that. They'll just take it in. Or mail it in, and this happened twice with 2 different Macs in the past. And problem fixed. Okay, enough of that. I still enjoy PCs. PCs have their thing. They all have their ups and downs. Can't be perfect. It can be, but people are just silly. One of the biggest things, I think that PC is great on is price, but you pay for what you get, right? Pricing. But it's in terms of processing power, PC all the way. I mean, $1,000 PC is equivalent to a $3,000 a Mac, a home built PC, that is. If you want to get the power, the operating power. I mean, that's insane. It's insane. That's because you can't custom build Macs. They're very exclusive and proprietary. Yeah. Rusty Bullet says nothing wrong with Mac except I can't play Overwatch. You can't play a lot of things, and you can't make it look nice either. All I need my Mac is to do Photoshop and internet, no problem. Yeah, and video editing is really great too. A lot of my degree was computer engineering, so any type of issue I can usually fix. That's awesome. My computer can't play Overwatch. I didn't pick up Overwatch. If you guys watched my last episode, we were talking about how Blizzard was ripping us off. I mean, I can afford it. I definitely can get it. Price is not an option. It's really principle. It's really principle to me. Like StarCraft right now, it's like $10, $20. And you get campaign modes, epic stories, and and tons of multiplayer modes and all that stuff. I'm gonna wait until Overwatch kind of like beefs it up just a little bit, because there's talks of it getting some things. But it would just be nice if you had like story mode per character, like you traverse a world in a story mode. That would just be incredible. Now these cross-hatching lines I'm adding on now, because that was actually one of the things that was requested later on in our like after I'm done with all the characters. So the second major batch, which was supposed to be the last, but then we added 12 more. Once I finished all of them, it was asked to make them a little more sketchy like this. Come on! Costa! Shit, Costa. You gonna break my balls right now? I'm busting my balls, Costa. It's right there. It's right there. No, there's no invites because I wanted to get it focused, Costa. Okay? Get focused. Stay focused. And I just wanted to shoot this out and get my thoughts out quickly. But I think I got all my thoughts out already. And I'm going to be on for another 15 minutes. And I'm out of here. So here, let me just invite you then, buddy. Unless you're already in the stream. All right? See, look. See how I just like distracted now am? So he's supposed to be like the factory engineer. And for the factory engineer, we decided to go with my first concept art for Flame Worker. And the thing, one of the things that I think would help illustrate that engineer kind of look is just give him a little collar shirt. It's slowing down. Oh, it's because I'm double sharing. Oops. Okay. Right. See what happens. I'm inviting Costa, Robert, Cintiq, Ross, Ricardo, and Psychra. See if anything happens. Of course, it's here already, but let's see. Here. Focus meaning I want the episode to be focused and not just like tangenting here and there, here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Ross, Ricardo, Cypher.
Right.
See if any.
Hey, yeah, I gotta mute yourself, Costa.
I gotta mute?
No. Mute the video.
I did. I muted the stream.
I know. How you doing, man? How
Good.
you been?
I was like, oh, he wants to just do this on his own. All right, no problem. I'm gonna go to the gym. So the second I started getting up to go to the gym, I get a call.
No, I'll do this for another 10, 15 minutes, and I just talked about my blue screen issue, and then switching from, because now I'm using my Wacom pad to draw this, and look at this, I'm done, and it wasn't painful at all. I was anticipating it for it to be really difficult, because
it's like riding a bike, bro. I mean, once you know how to use that Wacom tablet, you know how to use it. You know?
No, you don't understand. If you watch the episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I was expecting to feel a disconnect because I've gotten used to the Cintiq. And the thing is, I never have felt as comfortable as I am at this very moment with this Wacom pad. And I think it has something to do with synchronizing my mind with the Cintiq. Does that make sense? So I've learned how to basically watch this what is it called? The point? I've learned how to trace my mind with the point, and then it's so responsive. And before I would say there's like a 30% disconnect, and a Cintiq had like a 5 to 10% disconnect. I feel like at this point it's only like it's equal. It feels equal to me. Like I was able to hit all these lines exactly the way I wanted them to. Like, I'm not guessing, I'm not anticipating, and I'm streaming too, so it's crazy. So and I'm also
You
streaming
think
on a
the talking's actually helping you out? Because like
no, not the talking, because I noticed a huge improvement before I started streaming, and I said, dang, I better talk about this. Maybe when you use the Cintiq enough and getting your mind to work with the electronic technology, the device, once you get that synchronization going, then you go back to your Wacom pad and then see how it affected your ability to use the Wacom pad. It's improved my Wacom pad ability. If you look at my old videos, I'll struggle hitting lines. I'll struggle. I'll be like over and over, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Look at this. I'm on it. I'm not missing it. See?
I think you might have also gotten like a confidence boost or just over.
Maybe a confidence boost.
You know,
maybe a confidence boost.
When you walk away from something and then when you come back to it, like the second you come back to it, it was the time off from it that gave you kind of that reset you needed. It's kind of like rebooting a computer, but for the mind, it takes like a little while for you to be away from something, and then you come back to it, and then it's like, oh shit, why wasn't I able to do it like this before?
Yeah, no, I think what's happened is my mind is a lot more relaxed. So yes, I think there's something similar to what you just said. Like I'm not as okay. Get this line. What? It's not so much. Like I said, anticipatory. That's the word I said today.
Yeah. And when I came in, you were talking about Overwatch again. Do you mind if I say one thing to correct our last one?
Yeah.
So Overwatch is offered at $40, as opposed to $60, which I'm better with. I still won't buy it because I still think it's a little bit too expensive. But just to clarify from the last stream when we were complaining about it, it had little to do with Overwatch. Overwatch is just what kind of sparked the conversation, for me at least. But it has little to do with Overwatch and more to do with this new marketing model. I said that in the last stream, but a lot of people are like, oh, it's Overwatch. I'm like, well, Overwatch isn't really the point. It's just the example I'm using right now. But I'm glad I do want to correct myself and say that on the comments on your last stream, they were right. You can get it at 40. I was very surface level and I saw it on the Blizzard store for 60, and I immediately assumed that it was a $60 game, which I was wrong about, you know? So
well, thanks for clearing that up. But it's out there. It's out there now. People either watch this one and get the clarification at the end of this episode or not.
Yeah.
No, you know, I could add a little note to the other one and say, go to your Costa corrected himself.
I corrected myself on your comments as well.
Okay.
If some of the same people were listening, I don't want them to bash on Overwatch so much. My problem, and I said it like 3 times in the last stream, my problem is the model in general. I'm not a fan of that model. It's not my kick. It's not my thing. I don't think it's justified. I think Overwatch is a $20 game, but I also said $40 out of the gate would have been a lot better, and Blizzard did deliver on that. It was $40 out of the gate. If you wanted, free, DLC crap with it, it would have been $60. So you do have to do a little bit for the $40, but the raw game by itself is $40.
Okay. You mind checking the comments?
Sure.
While we do this, I mean, I have the comments up too, but I'd like.
No. Why don't you focus, and then I'll do what I was doing last time for you.
Yeah. I have like another 8 minutes, and then I'll call it a show.
All right. A lot of people are saying they want a Cintiq, but they've been using They've been using the they're into those a lot.
Okay, so like I said, people who've experienced the Wacom sufficiently, make the upgrade, make the switch, do it. It's hugely different, and you'll see great improvements. But then, like I said, come back after you've used your Cintiq and re-experience your Wacom pad after amount of time, like 2 years, like me, and see the difference. You're like, whoa, it's all in my head. That's what I'm trying to say, basically. It really is all in my head. That's how I feel.
Zeltos is asking, do you guys have a video about hand control on paper or tablet with the pen?
Yeah. It's, just type in my channel. Look, search up inking. There's a whole video dedicated to my inking process. I might even do another one since things have changed. I don't know. Yeah.
There's also, if you're looking for like actual control, like how to develop your hand control. I hate to bring them away from your channel, but there was a really good one done by Control Paint. Back when I was first starting, I went on Control Paint, and he discussed how to use.
How dare you?
Yeah, this is actually before I even knew about you or Psycho or anybody. This is like way in the beginning.
You should have been watching my show since you were born, man. That should be on play.
Yeah,
day one.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I still use his techniques to this day. The way I hold the pen when I'm using an Intuos is the same way is pretty much the same now as when I switched it up back then.
Watch this. Watch this. So these lines are not quite bold enough, right?
Oh,
so. They're not bold enough. I'm gonna show you a little technique.
While you're showing that technique, answer this question. Would you guys ever stream some traditional drawing? This is a question by Seaweed. And the last question was by Zytos.
Okay, let's check this out. Will I stream? First, my line's a little too thin. I'm just gonna use this thing called correct line width, which is underneath this weird icon here. And I'm just going to thicken the width by a little bit. Let's do 0.2. And we'll go over the lines like this. It's really slow. But just go over the whole thing. And let go. All right. See what I did. Oh, I'm not even on the line layer. Okay.
Are you serious right now? Manga Studio can do that? Holy crap.
Yeah, so there's that. Now, what I'm concerned with right now is not the inside detail. The inside detail really doesn't matter. It's the outline, because that's gonna need to pop when you look at the character on the screen. So that right there's too thick still. So actually, that's fine. That's actually fine. It looks cool. Let's turn off the silhouette. Actually, that's way too thick. Way too thick. Can we get a little thinner than that? Correct. The only other way I think of doing it is
Exio says your art is awesome, Jet.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, You're the best. Really, you're the best. He's the best out of the entire chat. He's the best.
Drag wants to know what tool setting that was in Manga Studio.
I'm just kidding. Okay. So hold on. So here we go. Let's knock down the one thing at a time. That one's called the correct vector line tool. Vector. I just hit my E button, which is my. I don't know. It's called the vector control. Yeah. Just look at your tools. Oh, let's shrink this down. It looks like this. Correct line. So it's correct line tool. Okay, and then it was too big, so I had to do was I just expanded the character altogether, and that'll give me a little more leg room to get a size that I feel like works. Yeah, see, so this whole entire drawing is bigger. This is really, really helpful. So I guess I drew this on a smaller scale, but yeah. Okay, and then the other question, will I ever stream using a traditional? Yeah, absolutely. That sounds fun. I have not even showed my traditional work, which I still have to do. And then any more? What was the other one?
No, you got him. Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Also, real quick.
This is Costa, by the way, guys. Costa Long.
Oh yeah. But thanks, buddy. But those who are worried about, should they get a Cintiq or whatnot, do you understand that there's a lot of people out there that actually prefer the Intuos over the Cintiq because your hand is not in the way. There's a lot of.
Oh yeah, right now, dude. That's another thing. I'm like, oh my god, I can breathe. I have this. I have enough space in front of me to put the 13-inch Cintiq, but nothing bigger than that. It's gonna be. There's no space. But now I'm like, there's this big old 27-inch screen I'm looking at, and it's all for drawing. All this space is so good. It feels I can breathe again.
And your hand isn't in the way. I mean, that's Cintiq personally is like, nah, dude, I'm never getting a Cintiq because I prefer my Intuos for that exact reason. I met a guy who was trying to get into digital art, and he was actually pretty good. His name was Nathan Seardy. And I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, have you ever been thinking about getting a companion? He's like, I don't get anything where you're drawing on the screen. He's like, if I'm getting into digital, I'm getting into using the Intuos because the Intuos is a fantastic tool for being able to draw without your hand in the way at all. So you can always see what you're doing. In fact, it's like a better peripheral in general.
Well, I suffered, maybe it's for some people, but those gifted ones, they don't feel that disconnect. I obviously felt a big disconnect with the Intuos for a long time. I mean, I may do, of course. It's not impossible. It's just a struggle for sure. And it wasn't until, like I said, I got my freaking Cintiq that I was able to break through it. It's so weird. Like, look at this. Like, look at this. I'm able to just look at this. I'm able to just, whoop, go where I need to be. All these lines, like I rarely hit the undo button. Everything was just drawing. So crazy. Anyways, yeah.
I have a shirt on. Did you show me? I have a shirt on right now.
Is it visible? Look at the video.
No, it's not visible. Somebody
thumbnail
commenting on my shirtlessness, and I was like, wait, I have a shirt on right now.
I don't know if it's visible, right? It's not visible?
No, it's not visible.
Okay, let me just...
Don't make it visible.
Okay. He's got his shirt on. That's not appropriate. He has his shirt on. Okay, let's yep, that was it. 4 hours 30. I mean 4:30, so that means I've been on for an hour. So dudes, that's it for the show. I think that's it. What else we got here? Anybody else any more questions? I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I needed to.
Also, I was watching it and you didn't see it, but Mari Draw said Jetstream is good for anything. He's so entertaining. And before that, she was saying painting while watching Jetty stream, best thing ever. So listen, Jet, you need to stream more often. You need to stream more often so that people can paint because they like to listen to you while they're doing their thing. You missed that. How dare you?
Thanks. It really means a lot, you guys. But yeah, there's a lot of restrictions on what I can show and what I can't. And there will be the time when I focus solely on this stuff.
Look at that. The entire chat is agreeing.
Thanks, guys.
Look at that. The entire chat. Warrior Slime. Yeah, please stream more often. Mari Draws. That's right, Jet.
Yeah.
Simply Leah. I agree.
Word. We out here. Word. I wasn't too preachy earlier or angry, because I was just like ranting on about my anger. I was like, maybe.
Oh! Did you let them know that you might be a little bit off? You're on a no sugar diet right now.
Oh, picking up, dude. I had fruit. Fruit's good. I am off.
You're off of preservatives and quick sugars.
Yeah. Feels good.
Doesn't it?
Done it. Yes. Done.
Energy levels go up. So if you need energy to draw, cut out the sugars.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel pretty bad for a little while, but then you're gonna be good to go.
Oh, I'm double streaming. See, that's why it's a little slow. I have this up while we're talking. So.
Oh, you could have turned it. You could have turned.
Yeah. No. Just now. Just now. Because I opened it up to look.
Oh, Seaweed also says, listen to Coast that also do more traditional. See, you got people who need you, man.
Yeah. Where?
I need you. They need you. Everybody needs you.
Enough of that. I ain't shit, man.
You all did. You are the shit.
You guys just need to know you guys are special in your own way, and you know, I mean, I'll be right here to help you guys along where I can. But for the most part, I'm just like you guys. You know what I mean? And I know I ain't shit because there's tons much better than me. That's all I gotta say. But regardless, thanks a lot, guys. I know you guys find some things useful, and I'll keep doing my best for you. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to call this a show. So that's nice. So.
You gotta bop out above them.
Okay. Hey, you may. Oh man, hold on. Baby.